Hi guys, welcome to the channel of love. Okay, it's raining and it's windy. I said it was coming. Let's do a bit of house rules, house clearing. We can say. I think because the subscribers are growing, the views are growing. People might not really kind of get me yet. Although some of you have been watching for a while, and you should really be getting me by now. So I think that it's best to address some things. When you're commenting, try not to comment as you're watching the video, as in, I don't really know what you're kind of referring to. It's best if you want to put a comment, try and just maybe put one together at the end and then comment. I won't be answering comments like that. They do end up going to the spam because you're just commenting too much on either one video. So, okay, but I do love reading your comments. I just hope the videos help those that are in a lot of pain. Okay, it does pass. It's just your own individual journey. So just kind of stay strong in there. Okay, and I want to say really about, how do I put this? I didn't really come on YouTube searching for a divine masculine. I've come onto YouTube to share my experience. I have a very divine masculine in mind for myself. I have my own vision of what that is, and so I'd really appreciate it if you can kind of stop trying to convince me that I'm your divine feminine and I'm not. So I just think let's leave it like that, because your comments are slightly rude and undivine, and so my divine masculine would never behave like that towards me. So I'll just appreciate it if you could stop now. Thank you very much. I won't be reaching out to you personally, which you're waiting for, and I can feel your frustration. And I don't really even know how you've come to this conclusion that I'm actually speaking to you directly. So, okay, I think it's just best we clear that up. I'm not going to be responding to you, so I suggest you just stop. Otherwise, I'll expose it more. Okay. Right, guys, sorry, back to full use. That was for one particular person. They know who they are. And let's leave it like that. I don't understand where the misunderstandings come from. Which is tarot. Look, I'm trying to hold my tongue back, okay? I'm trying to be nice. Let's carry on. Right, guys. I'm still working on these readings. Patience. I haven't had the house to myself as much as what I wanted. But I will be working on getting those out to you. Let's have a look and see what the energy's like. It's Friday. Okay. Should we do a Celtic cross? The Magician. Okay. Well, I feel as if this is the universe. What came out first was the universe is taking over now. It's in the hands of the Magician. What's blocking the Magician? Oh, we've got the King of Pentacles. And 4 other cards. Blocking the Magician. We do have the Divine Masculine here needing to communicate. So that energy's swapped overnight because it was the Divine Feminines that had to kind of do something. And now it's like the Divine Masculine, in comes the message. To the Divine Feminine. Brings in the balance with Temperance, in comes reconciliation. Twin flame union. That's exactly what it is, and I don't often use that phrase, but twin flame union. Flames that are truly meant to be together. And I would say, actually, if you're a bit confused about, because I was contemplating about sharing this, addressing the situation, you know, there are some kind of guidelines on whether or not you are on this divine counterpart connection, twin flame. They can't really be called soulmates. That's why there's the name twin flames. I don't tend to use it because I believe we work on our divine masculine and divine feminineness. But when we reach that state, okay, it's the harmony, it's the yin yang, it's a drawing together, the blending, temperance. And the name that's kind of used to awaken, and I want to say awaken the feminine, okay, first, was the name Twin Flame. When they become inquisitive about what this connection was that they had encountered, when they started doing research, they came across the word Twin Flame. I was working with Twin Flames under that name for about quite a while, 6 months, working with divine feminines that were uncovering this name and this realisation about being on this journey, and that was a couple of years ago. Maybe not, definitely a year ago. I've been on this channel since the beginning of the year because I was guided to come and help the masculines now. But previously I was helping a group of divine feminines understand this journey. And when I've come over to here, we've dropped the name Twin Flames, but it's time maybe that some research is done into that, because there are kind of, I don't know how many kind of phases there are, might be about 7, but there is kind of, you would have met with this person in the physical and had the interaction, and that's why I'm stating to this person, I'm not your divine feminine. Okay, there'll be one for you if you work on your divine masculineness. You will automatically attract your flame, your correct counterpart. So, wow, I'm going to get back to this. So maybe do some research on the twin flame signs. I don't really want to go back into it. I believe that it's unnecessary to put people through that journey when you have a deeper understanding. So I work with a lot of people now that are meeting with their divine counterpart for the first time and recognising the signs. And then the separation not being separation, going away from each other, marrying, having children with different people and finding it harder to reconcile when the understanding of the connection is aware to both parties. Whereas with the younger ones that I tend to work with, they're meeting in their late teens, some are from at school and they've seen the connection from school. And then when you come into adult life, about kind of allowing that connection to develop. So helping people with fear, but that's kind of how I feel my role is. What I would want anybody to go through the pain of this journey, if we can make it easier for them by enlightening, by awakening them, I suppose maybe a bit earlier. Okay, as early as possible. So let me show you these cards, because I said we've got the universe here. And then what's the block? The divine masculine. With the 10 of Pentacles, that's the stable, secure, wants long term, wants to be able to provide a future, can see a future. That's important. Travel, relocation, communication, things happening fast now. It's coming in towards the divine feminine. So I feel here as if the divine feminine is much in her power. I don't feel that she's really this kind of emotional wreck. I don't know why I want to say that, but she looks quite stable, sitting in her truth. That's what I want to say. So I feel as the divine feminine has kind of guided yesterday was to kind of really relax into your truth. It balanced out the cups, can't even say the scales. It blended well. So it's like it gelled nicely, the feeling. I've noticed a shift again this morning. I've been speaking to another divine feminine and her energy changed kind of within a couple of hours. And what was really bizarre is so did mine. So it was like, oh, okay, these energies are, you know, settling. They're settling. Ready for union, I want to say. This hand fasting, it's it does sound just like really beautiful ceremony. The joining of the hands, I love that. I just feel that that's just so much more of a commitment than kind of, you know, walking down the aisle or however, you know, you choose to marry. I just think that that's really that's quite something. Let's move on. Let's have a look at what's gone on then. Because we've got the Divine Masculine now who's needing to reach out and communicate. His passion, his flame, he feels it. It's the passionate king. He's wanting adventure, passion, romance. He's on fire, or he has been on fire. It's a past energy. Okay. It's like the same colours as the Magician. It's like he's been injected with this passion. What's the current energy? The star. The star of the show. I believe that this is the Divine Feminine's vulnerability. It's like being exposed here. I feel here as if she looks very flexible. So she's got the balance. I'd like to read the meaning of that card. It's the current energy, the star. The star goddess stands nude at the water's edge. One of her feet is on land, while the other one is in water. Her arms are held out over both the water and the land. She holds simple pottery jugs in each hand. One stream of water flows down to the earth, representing physical healing, while the water from the other jug flows back into the pool of water, symbolising spiritual healing. Wow, that's going to kind of come in with the healing that we was kind of trying to work on. I said it just really takes something, doesn't it, just to kind of click within, that you can kind of just go back to. I did share something this morning of Tony Robbins. The first part's fantastic. You kind of lose it a bit towards the end, but the first part is it's definitely talking about this. Life's too short to suffer. Okay. A large star shines in the nighttime sky, surrounded by 7 smaller stars. Each star has 8 rays shimmering out from it. The 8-rayed star is a symbol of healing, and it is an emblem of the goddess Venus, whom the evening star was named after. The glowing stars depicted in this card remind you to follow your dreams, to work with the quiet tides and energies of the stars, and that wishes will be fulfilled at this time. Around the star goddess on the banks grow blue forget-me-nots. The forget-me-not flowers, also sacred to the goddess Venus, represent love and hope. Not unlike the Temperance card. Okay, well, we've got that one out as well. So not unlike the Temperance card, the star goddess is working between the worlds in this depiction. To be between is one of the most magical of places. The sacred ibis bird standing on the log at the shore represents Thoth, an Egyptian god of divine wisdom and science. Thoth, if I'm pronouncing that right, was the inventor of astronomy and was considered patron to the art of magic. Ah, okay. Should I give you a little bit more room today? I don't want to be banging your head. Okay, spin round. Good girl. Okay, that's interesting. I wanted to find out what this, the ibis bird, that's kind of what drew me to read the card. So the sacred ibis bird standing on the log at the shore represents Thoth, an Egyptian god of divine wisdom and science. Thoth was an inventor of astronomy and was considered patron to the art of magic. Meanings: the star is a card of hope, inner peace, creativity and healing. When this beautiful tranquil card turns up in a reading, it is a sign that physical and emotional healing is on the way. Have hope, follow your dreams and your wishes will be granted. This card speaks of inspiration. Your creativity will flow better than ever before. Let it fill you up and see where it leads you. The star illustrates a softer, gentler magic and indicates that you will be working successfully with your intuitive gifts. Also, astrological timing is imperative to any magic performed at this time. Okay, well, it's said about a temperance card, so I want to read that. Because this is the block, the challenge, temperance. Let's read it before we move on. Lily, darling. Card number 14. Let's go back. Temperance. Let me just grab a drink. The Greek goddess of the rainbow, Iris, faces forward and stands at the edge of the water. That's a card. Her golden wings outstretched. Oh, I love that because we spoke about kind of gaining the rights to those wings yesterday. Okay, so the Greek goddess of the rainbow, Iris, faces forward and stands at the edge of the water, her golden wings outstretched. Her sheer white gown has a golden triangle on the bodice, which signifies balance and creativity. Her gown flows softly around her, and one of Iris's feet is on land, while the other dips in the water. Neither on shore nor in the water, she is an enchanted location where she is in both worlds and in between place. She's knocking over the witch's tarot box was standing up high. Hey! Okay. Good girl. Well, you could have stayed on my lap. Okay, let's just stay on the lap then. What's wrong with the witch's tarot box? Why didn't you like that? A nudge in the right direction, maybe. I don't know. Very distracted today. Hair here as well. Okay. In Iris's hands are two different goblets, and she calmly pours water from one goblet to another. The water flows magically out and about before ending up in the bottom goblet. There is an alchemical transformation taking place here. She is tempering the liquid in the goblets to find the right balance or mixture. Behind Iris, the clouds have parted in the sky, and a rainbow appears, representing hope, magic, and miracles. Around her on the grass banks grow iris flowers in several different colours. The enchanting iris flowers symbolise an eloquent message, which suits the messenger goddess they were named after. The meanings. The temperance card appears in a reading when it is time to be restrained and to be a little more tactful than usual and to employ more moderation. The Major Arcana card represents the mixture of different magical elements to create something new, like rain and sunlight, make a rainbow. The Temperance card also stands for the personal alchemy of a spiritual transformation. Now is the time to work on the healing of your spiritual self. This is the perfect occasion to work on finding the correct balance or flow in your magic and your life. Watch for messages from the gods. The keywords are alchemy, restoring equilibrium, moderation, restraint and tact. Find your balance, look for divine messages and work on spiritual healing and transformation. Let's carry on. It's all these cards that have come out with what the universe is working on. The Divine Masculine reaching out, sending a message, communicating with the Divine Feminine regarding the truth. The Divine Feminine sitting in her truth. She looks emotionally balanced. We've got Temperance here. Spiritual union is what is being worked on from the universe. Past position, the Divine Masculine's found his flame. Current position, Divine Feminine. Remaining balanced here, finding the balance, hope. Future energy. Eight of Swords. The Divine Feminine here is still following divine guidance. She's still binded. So divine is, maybe there's still more balancing. Let's have a look. But something's happened. Okay. Because it's unexpected. The Divine Feminine's not to know. Otherwise it won't be a surprise. And so it will happen when least expected. It's like some things have to remain a surprise. Yeah, look. Okay, so the Divine Feminine here is at the Divine Masculine's table. It's a 9 of Cups. It's normally the Divine Masculine where he's kind of smug, okay? He's got it all lined up. But it's like, there she is. But them cups are in a ring there, kind of around. And there's just this one cup here reserved and she's pouring. I want to say here, this is about, the lesson is about the Divine Feminine staying and remaining in the star energy, the balance, okay, the pouring. Make sure you're topping up your own cup of love first. Why are you wagging your tail like that? Anyone think you're a dog? How the Divine Masculine, I want to say, is maybe viewing himself. I'm just going to have a look and see what the next card is. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm picking up on a bit of a joint energy here. I just want to see if the cards are, because it is quite joint, isn't it? As it would be. A joint effort. Okay. Just waiting for the right time, guys. Okay, so the underlying energy is unconditional love. Allowing this love to flow freely. It's this bit of hair that I just keep seeing. Okay. I want to say how we've kind of blended these now. So how the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine are feeling they're going through the transition. So both might be feeling left out in the cold. Might be feeling as if they're at that point where they're losing everything, and that's the point when something good's on the horizon. How others are viewing, or how this is affecting others, is it's the resurrection. Yesterday I said I wasn't sure whose hand was coming up. We used the Druid Craft Tarot. Whose hand was coming up and resurrecting. Was it a masculine? Was it a feminine? It's like an equal resurrection here, okay? Hopes or fears, it doesn't seem to be. It's the wheel of the year. We're just going into autumn now. Halloween, when things resurrect. So the wheel will turn, it's destiny. There's kind of nothing getting in the way. The outcome, just waiting for that right time. Waiting for the manifestation. So the Three of Wands is when you send out your intention, your request, and the universe will deliver in divine timing. It's a lovely reading. Let's clarify. Are we going to clarify with the Everyday Tarot? No, this morning I wanted to play with the sexual tarot cards. So I'm going to stick with it. Not sure where they are. Come out, wherever you are. Where are you going to be? Do you want to come out and play? Oh, I can see you hiding back there. Okay, we're going to... let's see what I'm going to channel through these cards. With the Tarot of Sexual Magic. Let's have a look at the Magician. We're going to use the Tower of Sexual Magic on the Magician, on the universe. My deck's upside down. Lily, it's always hard for me to shuffle. I like to do it on my lap. She's like, what have you got there? You stay there under the table. Okay, let's have a look at the Magician card. Let's see if we can bring some humour to the table. Oh my Lord. The Ten of Wands, it's like the burden's too much. So if I just go by what the actual card meanings are, and then I'll show you the pictures, and we just have a bit of light-hearted fun now. So the Ten of Wands is about, it's just such a burden to carry. You've got the Divine Masculine yesterday with the Ten of Wands, the Divine Feminine with the Ten of Swords, and the universe is just saying it's like time to sort this out. They're coming together. Okay. So let's look at these cards now. So the block was the Divine Masculine. I've mixed them up a little bit. The Eight of Wands. So the King of Pentacles with the Eight of Wands. This is about expect the unexpected. Things might happen quite quickly. It might have been a while. So, okay. Coming towards the Divine Feminine, who looks like she's in a good state. She's in her truth. She's balanced, I want to say here. I believe both counterparts are balanced now. And I want to say, look, there's some hand fasting there going on. Maybe a different twist to it, but okay. Let's clarify these. Let's keep that one down there. So the Divine Masculine sitting on his throne here. Oh, and maybe he's thinking about all the opportunities. He definitely wants to have some fun here. So there's this playful energy with the Divine Masculine. Maybe he doesn't want to work so hard and he needs to kind of take a little vacation. Seven of Pentacles. Sorry, that was the Four of Wands. That is the 1111 card. With the Divine Masculine, that's seeing the connection. That's like home sweet home. And then we have the Eight of Wands, and it's clarified with the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is waiting for the harvest. You can feel a little bit depleted because it's just been kind of such a hard graft. They look quite tired here. Waiting for the right time. I don't know, her cord is severed on her wrist. So I believe that this is the time to kind of tie up the connection now. If you're waiting for the harvest, it's time to make the link. There needs to be a free-flowing connection, the red cord, from one to the other, for the unconditional love to be able to flow. There's a disconnect here. So the communication I want to say is regarding the disconnect, the separation. Because next we have the Divine Feminine. I said she's sitting here in her truth. The Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is working with like-minded people, meaning that you feel comfortable with who you're around and who you're working with. So she's in her truth. So the Divine Feminine's in her knowing what makes her feel comfortable. So there's a certainty here regarding her intuition and her choices. Just that home sweet home card, isn't it, again? So we've got the balance. And I feel this is the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine energy here balancing out. that has to take place for reconciliation, which is the next card. So the Chariot, a nudge from divine, maybe a surprise, a waking up. The Chariot card is having the willpower, the determination to go after what you desire with confidence in a balanced way. Union here. And these are just the challenges. The Six of Chalices, someone returning from the past, memories of love. So it's definitely she's held an image, okay, of her divine masculine. She has that image set in her mind. I want to say they're little lovebirds there. So remembering what love is, knowing what love is. And then we have the Hierophant. That's about marriage, traditions, making a choice. He looks quite serious here, this, he looks so much like the Emperor, but he's the High Priest. But then the High Priestess looks quite serious in this as well. Okay. But there's a seriousness to this, this masculine here. So I feel as if the divine masculine also knows. It comes in well with the energy. The divine feminine has held the image. Okay, the hope. Sees the future, I want to say. Maybe more so than what the divine masculine. The divine masculine's here more about choosing a partner. It's like two different angles coming in. It's because the divine feminine's more connected with spirituality and trusting her intuition, and the masculines work more here in the physical. That's more physical choices, decisions that need to be made. But there looks like there's a commitment here. That was just the blocks. King of Wands. Do I dare use this card? This deck of cards on you? What's gone on? He looks very devilish. The Lovers. So I feel that there's been a decision maybe made. And we've got the Ten of Wands. Sorry, it's not a Ten of Wands, it's a Ten of Swords, but it's in reverse. A decision's been made regarding a lover. It's going to be the end of heartbreak. So I feel the divine masculine has made his choice. He's putting an end to heartache. This card's reversed. She's turned her head away from the picture. And she doesn't look in a very good state, does she? There's scissors there. So I feel as if the divine feminine, you know, where do we have about the cutting of the cord? It's like the divine feminine severed the cord, tried to sever the cord with the scissors here and to break free. It's like all cried out, but it was in reverse, so this is a past energy anyway. It's like the divine feminine's over that now. And that comes with the King of Wands. Let's look at the star energy. We're moving into feminine energy now. So remain in balance. Four of Swords. I was going to say, and don't lose hope. This is resting, healing, rejuvenating, taking it slowly. If you can see here, they're kind of, it's a bit tempting, but it's still a bit covered up. It's still a bit sensitive. So the energy is still a little bit sensitive here. It's not quite ready, I want to say. There's a feeling here about not rushing it. There's divine timing at the end. The divine feminine is kind of it's about expecting without expecting, without any expectations on it. There's this expectations of a standard, okay, but drop the expectation of the face, the person. This is about holding, it's a feeling. It's not so much the person, it's about how they make you feel, how another will make you feel. But the key is to make yourself feel like that first, without the need of another person to do that for you. So, the Eight of Swords. The Five of Wands. Jealousies here. So if the Divine Masculine's aware and he's ready, then it's kind of like if he doesn't do something, jealousy's coming in. Because he's holding this flame again, so it's like, this is my flame, but he's viewing the Divine Feminine, I want to say maybe here. Is he peeking out behind a curtain? So he's not sure what's going on behind the scenes, but he seems to have a mirror there, and a cup, and a sword, but he's got his flame. He looks quite smart there, so it looks like he maybe came for business, but is he visualising that the Divine Feminine already has someone else behind the scenes? But there's jealousy here coming up. So the lesson is, Divine Feminines, pour your own cup of love. Okay, stay within the star energy, creative, inspiring, flexible, transparent. Nine of Cups. It's like everything's being prepared. And I feel as if the Divine Feminine's preparing it without knowing. So. But that's a state, I think, that we kind of want to be in. We don't want to be worrying if we're doing the right or wrong thing. We just want to be, don't we? Not worrying about what we're doing, whether that's impressing someone. We should just be enough. We should be happy with ourselves to know that we are enough. And I feel that it's this energy that's kind of it's causing the resurrection on both sides. Nine of Cups. The strength of the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine here. Actually, if you look, it's the Divine Feminine here kind of tempering that temper, that ball in a china shop. I'm a Taurus, I could be. A ball in a china shop. It can take a lot to get me rattled, but I'll openly admit that I'm working on that. And finding a way to have my strength without it being so harsh. Practice. I said that there was still some temper in here that maybe needs to be still accomplished. But the tests are coming in. We can't practice this stuff unless we're given little tests on how we respond, how we choose to respond. So the Five of Pentacles going through the transition. the Eight of Swords. Now I feel here as if going through the transition, you've got the devil in the background sneaking around. And I want to say that it's been quite challenging, having to face a few demons here. But I feel as if the Divine Masculine's kind of made it past the devil and reaches the Divine Feminine here. I think that's his plan. Kind of sneaking past the devil and resurrecting, finding a way to resurrect. It's like where there's a will, there's a way. Okay. So, the Ace of Swords, how this is affecting others. There's just a resurrection. The Five of Swords, that's a surrender card. She seems like she might be pulling his hair a little bit. So, the Five of Swords is when sometimes you can feel embarrassed, humiliated, but this is just about letting it go. A resurrection. So there's this air of not caring, really. Got Destiny card here. The Wheel of the Year. The Knight of Swords. Okay, so he comes rushing in, knight in shining armour. I feel it's not like it's punishment time, but I believe that this is going to be a way sexually that the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine can release some of that tension. So it could get a little bit, not to say aggressive, but playfully aggressive. But I believe they're just cut from the same cloth. So they're knowing how to handle each other. She looks like she's playfully just giving his hair a little tug. Looks like, you know, he returns the favour. Once she's let her hair down because it's in a bun here. So looks like the Divine Feminine here and the Divine Masculine both let their hairs down. Just waiting for the right time. Three of Wands, manifestation time. Whoa. Nine of Swords. It's all been a bit of a nightmare. It's when you can't sleep at night, the Nine of Swords, because there's just lots going on. It's just this craving here for the connection. It's like patience is needed. So it's tempering the passion and the temper. Interesting reading. What's the bottom of the deck? The Queen of Wands. That's the King of Wands counterpart, look. He's got a flame here as well. What's that? What else has he got? First of all, I was going to say that they were like handcuffs, but they're not. They're linked together. I don't know if you'd like to look at them as like wedding rings. Bit of a different twist to it, but they're actually linked together there at the bottom. What's she showing? I don't know if she's just taken her boots off or she's probably just got kinky boots on. Okay. It's like she's showing off her kinky boots. Right, I think we better wrap this reading up. So, let's pull some oracle and see if we can bring this together. Let's get a journey of love. I definitely want to go down the Lover's Oracle route. Okay. We'll end with those maybe. Let's pull a Journey of Love card. In the centre of this reading, I'll show you. All I can see is the Two of Cups. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, I don't want to kind of read all this, but first of all, rings of time come up. It just reminds you of those rings that I've just shown you. Now we've got let the feminine lead the way. I think she might be saving a portion of hair. It's interesting, it's like a grey strand, and then it's got kind of, it turns into a flame at the end here. And then we have the pearl threaded. And I feel that's the connection. I was saying, sorry, we've got a glare here. I was saying about how the cord has been cut. Or has it? We've got the heart of God, which makes me feel as if this is the divine stepping in. And we've got Earth Angel, the divine feminine here. There's this, in the future energy, there's this jealousy here of the divine masculine needing to claim his divine feminine, his true divine feminine. Okay. Well, I wanted to read a message. Okay, we're going to read a Rumi, apparently. Still gives me 2. Okay. I'm not going to read all of them. I don't know kind of what's going on with these messages today, but we're trying to find some order, I believe. Oh, good. It's a good poem. It's a good poem. I don't know if it's a good poem. I'm going to take it as a good poem. It's a good length to read. So let's start with card number 24, Resplendent with Grace. Greetings from my heart to you who are always with me, hidden inside as the heart. You are the compass of my life. My course is your way, no matter where I go. You exist everywhere and in everything, always watching over us. My soul brightens in the darkness when I speak your name. Far beyond the body, there is an opening from my heart into yours. Through that opening, I send you secret messages like the moonlight. I polish the mirror of my heart to be your reflection. I make my ear the receiver for the tenderness of your words. You are in the ear, you are in the mind, you are in every burning heart. What I am saying, you are I. This is my way to describe you. Your divine grace clothes me in robes of sky blue and blood red as a shimmering galaxy of compassion within the field of which no being is excluded. The darkness of night is illuminated and all creatures are bathed in the fine golden hue of your presence. There is only beauty beheld now, for there is nothing that is not of your artistry, of your divine hand, generous with its grace. I feel like I want to swap. Okay, alright, we won't swap. We're going to read both of them. It's not a long message. It is difficult to see your magnificence. Without a mirror the size of a galaxy, how could you possibly witness all that you are? You must just catch glimpses of your truth now and then. Oh, if you could see yourself as I see you, in all your glorious fullness of being, you are swathed in robes of grace, so light and freeing that they do not weigh you down, and yet so luscious and full that you cannot help but stir the movement of all of creation as you step this way and that. Of course, it matters not to grace whether you see or do not see, for grace simply is, without witnessing being required. Yet you might live rather differently, my beloved, should you realise you are not only worthy of grace, but actually dripping with it, saturated with divine presence so rich it leaks out of you and causes sunlight to pool at your holy feet. Oh yes, you are resplendent in holiness and sanctity. How do we say this word? Sanctity. Should you come to know this as I do, you would take each step with awe and reverence. You would decide that not a thing in your world could be classed as mundane, and decide with bold fervour. I'm struggling with these words today, and I don't really want to pick myself up on anything. We're just going to let it be. That you are living in godliness and must create your world through choices that honour love. No fear, even the most stubbornly persistent, will be able to withstand the sight of your magnificent beating heart, so wild with life. In the sight of that wild heart, you would have to call all your fears close to you, soothing them with your words of love, like riled children in need of tenderness and quiet. Then, when rested, you would wake them from their slumber, and they would arise as falcons ready to soar. Wow, it just brings me in with this. Where's the resurrection? Then when rested, you would wake from them from their slumber, and they would arise as falcons ready to soar to the height of your most daring visions. Hunting for life to feed them, they will ensure the ample grace pulsing within your heart has its chance to come to life in the world and serve love. This oracle comes to you with a message. You may be wondering if you can attain this next stage of growth in your life. You are already well equipped to do so, no matter what you might believe about the situation, circumstances, or others involved, even yourself. You have within your soul possession more than enough grace to see you through anything you are bold enough to envision for yourself, or for any vision you feel life has bestowed upon you. So pray, through unconditional love, to access all that you are, to be supported by those beings that love you without condition. Pray to realise that you are so drenched in sacred grace that the well of your being is full. All that is needed to nurture you onto the next step of your life path is within you now. Success is yours, but you must believe in your ability, your readiness, and your capacity to take this next phase of the journey now. How could it be otherwise? For you are one with grace. Okay, let's see if I can get this next message out. I got lost a little bit within that one, but I can't stop. I'm obviously reading it for a reason, so even if I'm not kind of resonating with why, the right choice. I'm sure when I listen back, I'll get the message. The right choice. Stay close to those who know about your heart. Choose the shade of a tree that is in constant bloom. Don't meander aimlessly among the herb sellers and potion vendors. Go directly to the shop that sells nothing but sweets. Don't sit waiting by every boiling pot to have your plate filled. Not every boiling pot is cooking what you want. Not every sugar cane is filled with sugar. Not every down has an up. Not every eye has vision. And not every sea contains pearls. Within you, I recognise my most trusted friend. We go back a long way to before that moment when time began. We knew each other then, even before time was born. So I say hello, my old and dear friend. So lovely for us to meet again. And I feel how your heart responds with a wave of love, for it is that love that is you, my most trusted friend. On the path of love, there is not so much wrong and right in the moral sense, so much as what is wrong or right for you. The mind cannot help so much here, only the heart can speak such truths. The mind may reject it, recoil, analyse, and find all the reasons why the simple truth, the right choice of the heart, cannot possibly work and only lead to pain. That is what the mind does rather well, actually. But it doesn't mean the right choice, the heart choice, becomes incorrect. It means rather that the heart has outsmarted the mind, and the mind will need to bow to the heart, even without understanding its sometimes impenetrable mysteries. Or one can choose to stay in inner conflict, fighting against the right choice, but eventually love will prevail and the way forward must be taken. So can you give up what you have planned, believed, or decided? Let the heart wisdom that silently and constantly broadcasts its pure and true intention into the fertile womb of the universe lead the way instead. It will lead you along the right path, to the right house, where sits the right master for you. He grabs you in a bear hug and gently whispers into your ear, "What took you so long? I've been waiting for you since the day you were born. Now we are together. It is time for us to play." On that swing. That's the 1111 card, that's the home card. It is said that one man's meat is another man's poison. To base your choices on what others have chosen for themselves may end up killing you. Better to take your risks on the angel of your own heart, wise as that being is, and dance to your own heart rhythm instead. There may be fear if others seem to be dancing different steps, but beloved, you know that is just because every heart has its own unique rhythm and yours doesn't want to waltz so much as to tango. So why not allow it to be thus, without fear or doubt? This oracle comes with a message for you. In your heart, you know what holds meaning for you. You may or may not have a grand vision to go along with that meaning as yet, but deep within you know what is without value and what holds value for you. You were born with those values intact in your heart, and whatever confusion has arisen for you along the way is just where the values of others have transfused into your own blood. It is time for a transfusion of holy light into that blood to be cleansed and purified, restored to its integrity and filled with passion for what is rightfully yours, your unique passion and purpose. If you have been concerned about the path and what steps to take next, this oracle comes as an omen of good things headed your way. Clarity, reassurance, truth and revelation. Don't hold on to a belief system or vision if it appears to be tossed on its head. Let things go the way they will and good fortune will prevail for you. That vision might actually have been upside down all the time and suddenly able to right itself and be born for you if allowed to topple. Or perhaps there is a more fulfilling version of your vision lurking in its remnants to be scooped up by your soul with a hawk vision and eagle deftness. Trust that if you are being drawn away from a tantalising sweet shop, there is a more delicious array of confection just around the corner for you. So yes, have your tantrum if you must. But you will be sheepish soon when you realise the hand of the great beloved that removes is the same hand that bestows even greater gifts. Let's end on these lovers' oracle. I have nothing else to add. Okay. There's a lover's oracle, heart-shaped fortune-telling cards. Okay. Beware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. Still balancing out these energies, picking ourselves up on our ugly parts and learning to love them and then to work on them. It's a rainbow here. Freedom. There is nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. I want to sing a bit of George Michael. It's like, freedom, I won't let you down. I will not give you up. Gotta have some faith in yourself. It's the one good thing that I've got. I don't even know if they're the right words. Okay, well, we've got a song out. Romance, Cupid's arrow strikes. Just like that. Brilliant. Sacred Julian. Honour and treasure your relationship, for it is truly sacred. And that's a connection right there. Okay, guys, much love to you all. Have yourself a fantastic day, and I'll catch up with you soon. Take care. Bye for now.